We're live. I'm eating chocolate. It's just too big of a piece of chocolate. That's all it is. So good. Tony Chocolonely does this winter chocolate that we love. They only do it for Christmas, but it's milk chocolate with mulled wine. It's so good. And we just finished our bar.
Oh no, I put that in the plastic bag. I just wanted.
Okay then. Anyway. Hello! We're playing 1906 San Francisco. So, I have a confession to make. We were like, we have to get through these essay games. We have to. So, I made a very aggressive week schedule. And, like, super aggressive. So aggressive that we have tomorrow off. And, you're not streaming on Twitch. We can't win. We can't win. It'll never work for both. Restream's having problems. At least we're on YouTube. But so I was making a very aggressive schedule, and I realized that if we put games at the end of that schedule that we didn't like, we would probably not make it through. And so, tonight, spoilers, because it is the last streaming night of the year for us, I made sure that we liked the games. So, we're playing 1906 San Francisco first, and then we're going to play Pandoria next, and we like both of those, so it's really nice. But 1906 San Francisco is from Looping Games, and it's designed by Perry Pau Listusella. I'm very sorry. But it's a Spanish game, or Spanish publisher, Looping Games. Looping Inc. is a different game. But it's a very small form factor box, but don't let that fool you. Because it's a more involved, like hour-long, 45-minute worker placement game that Steve almost quite bumped the mic. That we like quite a bit. Has a surprising amount of punch and depth in it for such a small box. So, do I get one?
Would you like one?
Yeah. I can have 3 beverages. Oh, thank you. Alright, so let's jump into setup on this tiny box. Pandoria, I don't really want you in frame right now. Let's put you back here. Okay. So, I'm not sure if we want this camera angle or if we're going to zoom it in. We'll find out. But this table, this tiny little game box is going to grow. Alright, rulebook. This is the development track. You're going to make sure that this is someplace accessible to everybody. Like, that it's an envelope on the back. Then this is the scoreboard, which you only need at the end of the game, and the other side is basically the calendar or the round tracker, and it has year-end bonuses and stuff. You're going to put that in the center of the board, center of the play area. It's going to be the center of your, like, board playing situation. Then there's a tiny, adorable income track. We're going to put that someplace. I like to put it right there. Then, that's a card that got left out. There are player color buildings. You're actually going to, I don't know why we separated them, because you're going to just put them all in a general supply. But each player has a wooden marker. That is their worker marker, basically. Their action selection marker. And then they also have 2 little cardboard bits. One has coins on it. That's the income tracker. You can put that at 0. And then one is like got a little tiny notch taken out of it. You're going to put that at the -7 spot on the development track. Ugh. So let me do the same thing with orange. So there's that. And that. They're like tiny and adorable. These little cuties. Alright. And then buildings go there. Okay, then there's a glass, like, counter gym thing. You're going to use that, and there's a little circle spot. You're going to keep track of the year with it. It's the round marker, essentially. We don't need the other players' pieces, so I'm not going to take those out. We do, however, need all of the rubble. Well, not all of it, but we'll need some of it here in a minute. Because we're going to build the board with cards. So, there's a lot of cards, but they're all different types of cards. So, there are the, like, San Francisco cards, because, I didn't say it, we are rebuilding San Francisco after the earthquake of 1906. And so this game takes place over the 5-year reconstruction, where, like, property developers were incentivized by the government to, you know, rebuild what was destroyed.
So we're earthquake and fire.
Yeah. Whew. So we're gonna build a little bit of San Francisco, and if you're playing with different player accounts, there's like a little guide with numbered the cards are numbered, and there's a little guide that tells you which cards you need. For 2 players, you only need cards 1 through 4, and they have an A side and a B side, and you can play with any mixing of A and B. So just kind of like randomize the sides that you're flipping. And then you're going to put the 1 card. The 1 card always goes in the upper left, and then the 2 card goes to the right of it. And then the 3 always goes directly below the 1, and then the 4 always goes below the 2. And that's the setup for 2-player. If you're going to do 3-player, you would add the 5 card and the 6 card. And then if you're playing 4-player, you would also add 7 and 8. Okay? So that's that. Then, this card still hasn't been put back away. There are these cards, which have action spaces on them, little circles. There's a 2-player side and a every other player count side. You're going to make sure that you have it on the 2-player side if you're playing 2 players. So there's only 3 action spots on each card for 2-player. There's 4 for the other side. 5, technically. But you're going to shuffle them up really good. There's only like 5 of them or 6 of them. There's only 6, but it's very important. Hero Logic says, any rules if you're playing in San Francisco? There isn't, but the going first is whoever last felt an earthquake. And Steve and I both have lived in the Bay Area, and so we kind of laughed at that one. But yeah. Alright, so we're gonna shuffle these as best we can, and then we're gonna finish building the board. So we're gonna take these cards, and we're going to put 1 right there, 1 right there, and the orientation that you need to be consistent with the orientation of like where the items are in relation to the circles, because it'll matter for turn order. So you don't want to have 1 card that's like that. That's a no-go. You want to make sure that you're consistent, and in the rulebook, it shows it goes this way. So I'm not 100% if that's like a requirement that they go this way, or if you could have them all facing the other ways. I honestly don't know. I would assume that they all need to be this way. It doesn't specify. So it just says surround the map. So, yeah. Okay, cool. So that is the board built. The board is done. So now the rest of the cards, what? Did I mess it up?
It's actually 1, 3, 2, 4. I was wondering.
Oh, I did mess it up.
When we played the first time, the picture matched, and I was trying to figure out
it's
why
1, 3, 2, 4. I'm sorry. So the odd numbers go on top, the even numbers go below. Okay, cool. So then there's a bunch of cards that have like letterhead on the back. Those are the objective cards. One of them, the other side, there's an orange bordered objective. This one is kind of like, it's like longest road basically. This is a reward for the first person to build all of their buildings. So you're just going to put that someplace. Then there's a bunch that have blue borders? No, green borders. Okay. So then there's 8 that have blue borders, and then the rest have green borders. You're going to shuffle the blue bordered ones up, and you're going to deal 3 of them face up where everyone can see them, and those are objectives for everyone for the whole game. So I'm going to put them next to these. That won't work. Alright, we'll put our buildings up here. So these are the objectives for everyone for the whole game, and I'll talk about those in a minute. Then, the remaining blue ones, because you're going to have 5 extra blue ones, you're going to randomly mix them into the deck with the green ones.
She's just staring at me looking at this.
Yeah, I looked at the Mint 10 games, Dice Pirates, but if it doesn't work 2-player... Okay, so then you're going to shuffle your other objective deck, which is all the letterhead ones, and then you're going to make a supply someplace. I'm actually going to shift the board a little bit, because you're going to have 2 markets, basically. One is the objective market, and then one is the, like, permanence market. So you're going to deal 3 cards face up of those, and put the deck next to them. And then, there are cards that are called, those are permanents. I was like, why are there so many? Because I got into the other type. So there are cards which are called the urban development cards, and they're double-sided, so you can't really mess them up. But these are just going to put someplace where everybody can see them and get them. These are bonus cards that you're going to pick up by building various and doing various things in the game, and you want to pick them up to get points at the end of the game. The park ones, they have little letters down in this circle thing with the tree. You want to make sure the A is on top and the D is on bottom. Because they're double-sided, if you realize they're in the wrong order, just flip them over. Magic! So yeah, you want to make sure A is on top. Okay. Then, there's one more deck of cards. This deck of cards has like a fence on the back. This is the permits. So this is what lets you build in certain spaces. And you're just going to give this deck a really good shuffle. Like, really, really good. So, then, the person who has felt an earthquake gets to go first. It doesn't say, like, most recently. It just says the person who's felt an earthquake, which...
I'm feeling an earthquake right now.
You got double stairs going on.
Yep, I'm getting glared at from under the table.
Did you put chicken in there ever?
No.
Oh. Okay. So, I'm gonna shuffle this deck really good.
Also, this game reminded me,
and then you're gonna put 3 face up.
Some people over the years have done really cool, like, post-San Francisco earthquake juxtaposed with, like, modern, like, side-by-side photos that are super cool.
So. They're usually pretty cool. Alright, cool. So, so the only items not used, the only cards not used in a 2-player game are just the 4 map cards, so you can just put those back in the deck. Then, there's rubble on this board. There's some spots that are like weirdly, they're like rough ovals. You're gonna put a rubble tile on each of the rough ovals. If it's very clearly a rectangle, you don't put rubble on it. This just represents the rubble from, the building that once was there. So, yeah. And then any excess rubble, you're just gonna leave in the box. So, the only thing we're leaving in the box is the player color bits for the players we don't have, the rubble, and then the extra building cards, and that's it.
Yeah, this game uses a lot.
It uses a lot. It's a small box. It's definitely packed in there. But see, it does a pretty good table spread. It's pretty decent. Okay, so one last thing. Each player is going to get a secret objective card. Keep it secret, keep it safe. And that is to give you something to go towards. So, we're set up. And now we can teach. Are you excited?
I'm very excited.
Okay. So, we have to figure out who goes first. I think you last felt an earthquake because you were in the Bay Area when there was one, wasn't there? And I wasn't with you?
Probably.
You're like, yeah, I was in town. Causing an earthquake in your hand.
And I go.
Okay. So, the rules do say if you can also just randomly determine a way to see who goes first. Alright, so, let's teach. Okay. So, Kabuki Kid says if Gandalf shows up and wants you to keep something secret and safe, run for the hills. Somewhat related to our next game that we'll be playing. Alright. So this is 1906 San Francisco, and in this game, we are repairing San Francisco. Well, this, section of San Francisco. And so what we're gonna do is we are first going to determine what our starting, income status is. And in this game, all of the money that you have is actually just tracked on this income board. And it's not an income board, it's just a finance tracker. But all of the money that you have, you're going to track on that. So always, you don't actually physically have any coins. Make sure you update it when you're supposed to. Steve. But
I totally had more money.
This game uses a very interesting worker placement rondel mechanic in that we're going to play the game until one player has built all 8 of their buildings, or we have played through all 5 years of the game. Well, 6 years technically, because we played 1911. So, wait, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 years. So, we'll either play 6 rounds, or first person to build 8 buildings will trigger the end game. And a round is one go around by both of our pieces on the full board. And, or a year, sorry, is that. And a round is just simply we complete the actions on a card. Because what's going to happen is we're going to start, say, here. And then for every round, the person who is the furthest right gets to go first. So in this situation, Steve would get to go first, and he would have to move his piece to the next card and one of the spots on that card. The spot would give him the ability to activate the action associated with that spot, but he can't go to the next card, he can't skip a card, he can't pass, he has to pick a spot on the next card. So if he were to say go here, and then he did his thing, and then I would go here, on a future round or turn, I would get to go first because now I'm in front. Okay? So we keep going around, leapfrogging or whatever, until we get back to here. And when we are about to go onto this, the board again, that is when the year or round finishes, and we do a little bit of cleanup, not a lot, but a little bit, and then we advance the year marker and we keep going. So, let's talk about what we do. Way to get points in this game is to improve San Francisco. There are objective cards. There are 3 objective cards that will get you points at the end of the game, and these are for everyone. These are public objectives, and we all can work towards these and score these. And it's 2 of them is a first place, second place situation, and then one of them is you just straight up get points.
And are those just off the deck?
No, these are starting ones. They're starting. The blue framed ones are the only ones eligible to starting ones. So, this one is whoever has cleared the most rubble will get 6 points. At the end of the game, second place gets 2 points. This is whoever, I believe that one is whoever has done,
looks like it's in the yellow.
Whoever has the most buildings in yellow neighborhoods, because each of the cards has a color. So this is the yellow neighborhood, red neighborhood, green, blue neighborhood. So whoever has the most buildings in the yellow neighborhood will get 5 points, and second place gets first. And then this one is whoever has basically done the most cleanup according to this track. which is kind of tricky because you can actually do cleanup on this track without actually cleaning up San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which we'll get there.
Also, hey Nerf, hey Mediocre Gamer.
Yeah, we've got a good chat tonight. Alright, so those are the public objectives that will resolve at the end of the game. Throughout the game, we can pick up objective cards with the pick up objective action, which looks like a stamp being stamped on letterhead. There's 2 of them out in the 2-player game. And these ones, you pick them up, it's very interesting. We each are dealt one that's hidden, so we each have a hidden one, and this will stay hidden till the end of the game. But if you pick up one of these during the game, if it's already face up, it stays face up for the whole game. So there's no hidden information about things that you pick up that were face up. However, if I select the action that lets me pick up an objective, I could pick up blind, in which case Steve will never see this objective. I will only see it until the end of the game. And I actually looked at it, so I had to put it back in. So that one's really important to remember, is that if you are picking up objectives, if you pick it up face down, it stays face down to the end of the game. But if you pick it up face up, it stays face up for the rest of the game. Okay? So those are the primary ways to get points, and each objective does different things. Like this one is very similar. It's whoever has the most houses in the blue territory. This one is you get 2 points for every blue building you've built. This one is you get 2 points for every lighthouse you've done, which is another nice thing. So things like that. Okay? So let's talk about the primary action spots, which will help you achieve these objectives, as well as get you points on this development track, which at the end of the game, wherever your piece is, you'll get points for that as well. You'll also get points depending on how much money you have at the very end of the game. So let's move back to here, and I'll just go one by one. When you have the crane action means that you get to build a building. When you build a building, you must play a permit card, and you would normally have these permit cards in front of you. So let's say I have this in front of me. I take the building action. Then I can discard a building permit card that has the correct number and color for the neighborhood I want to build in. There's numbers in here. The numbers correspond to how many house plots are in a section. And then I have to have one of my buildings already in my possession to be able to build. The only way to get buildings is we'll start the game with one when we officially start the game. And then otherwise you need to go to work locations that have the picture of the building. That means that you get a building. So in order to build, you need to already have a building, and you need to have a permit card to play on a spot. So I could discard this one, and then I would build my house here. Woohoo! Awesome. Don't really get anything for that. However, let's say I really want to build over here in green 4. I don't have a green 4 card. Instead, I can play 2 cards that I can combine to make what I want. So I can use the 4 from this one, and then the green from this one to make a 4 green, allowing me to build in the 4 green spot. In addition, if there's rubble in a location that I want to build on, I can pay $3 to take the rubble out and then put my house on the rubble spot instead. Whenever you clean up rubble, you get to move your development token up on the track. So whenever you remove rubble, you go up on the track. Okay? Which will get you points at the end of the game. And for the public objective we have, rubble is good. So there's that. In addition, if I play 2 cards, there are little urban development symbols at the bottom. If I make a pair, in this case I've made 2 pairs, you can gain 1 urban improvement card. If I make 2 pairs, I sadly can't take 2 urban improvement cards. It kind of stinks. So I'd have to decide if I want a street lamp or a park in this situation. Street lamps earn you points at the end of the game the more you have. It's a set collection game. So the first street lamp is 1 point, then 3, 6, 10, 15. So street lamps you want to go heavy into if you're going to do that. Then you have the parks. The more parks that are developed, the more points parks are worth. So the first park is only worth 2, and then the next one is 3, 4, 5. Okay? Then there's fire hydrants. They're just 2 points, because safety is important. And then there's cable cars. Cable cars, you have to pay $1 when you pick up the card, but you get 3 points at the end of the game. So that is building either with 1 card or with 2 cards. Dun, dun, dun. There was another thing that I remembered about building, and I was gonna say it, and then I forgot it.
Was it about adjacency?
No, there's nothing about adjacency.
Oh, objectives, I guess.
Certain objectives, maybe, but yeah. Okay, so it's building. So the next action spot, would have been helpful to do in this order, is you get a permit card. So when you do the permit card one, you just grab a permit card. Permit cards stay face up in front of you. You don't actually have hands. And then this is really important. We don't actually refill either of these card markets until we both have taken our turn that card. Okay? Because let's say Steve wanted to go and get a permit as well, but he can't go there because I'm there. He could pay $2 to use the space adjacent. So he could either be here and pay $2, or he could be here and pay $2, right? To take the permit card, and then that's why it doesn't refill, because he would have limited options, because he got there last.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that one. Whenever you see the money symbol, plus you just gain money depicted. It's really easy. I already talked about the getting houses, getting permit cards. This one right here is you can pick up an objective, or you can pick up a permit card. Pick up a permit, get some money. This is, you get to build. There are these two special spots. This one, you get to build, and you get to ignore the color on the permit card. So you need to have the number match, but you don't need to worry about color. This is the same, but you don't need to worry about color. The number needs to, you don't need to worry about the number, but you do need to worry about the color if you take this one. This one allows you to clear rubble, and you can either pay $2 to just move up the track without actually clearing any rubble, or you could pay $3 and clear a piece of rubble in addition. So you would pay $1 more to get that rubble, or you could just line some pockets at City Hall and say you cleared rubble, but you didn't. So that's that spot. Yes.
Oh, Jaime reminds that when you use 2 permit cards, you also move 1 space to the right on the urban development track.
Thank you. That was it. Yes. So that is how you move to the right on the track. Is when you use 2 cards, you can always go right. And this is an important thing in the rule that they say. You can always use 2 cards even if you don't need to. So even if I have the perfect single card, I can still use 2 cards to say that I did the thing. However, if you don't do an urban improvement, so you don't take one of these cards, i.e. you don't match a thingy, you don't get to go to the right on the track. You have to make a match of urban improvement, take one of these cards, and then you get to go to the right on the track. So there's that. Speaking of, this is the do urban improvement spot. The only other way to go to the right on the track is you go here and you just pay $2, but you don't gain any of these, you just go to the right on the track. If you ever need to go up on the track and you can't because you've gone as far as you can, you go to the right. Alternatively, if you ever need to go to the right but you can't, you go up instead. If you're at the very best spot in the entire board and you need to either go to the right or up and you can't because you're at the top, you get $1 instead. So there you go. Oh, Jaime, do you read these rules when we announce the streams, or just have you already read them? I'm curious. So yeah. Okay.
Oh, Jaime has a good eye for rules.
Yeah, no, Jaime's helpful. I'm just curious. Coolies. So that is how all the worker spots go. Once we get back to here, that was it. When you build, depending on the year that you're in, there might be an additional building cost. So the very first year, if we manage to build something, it actually doesn't cost us any money to build. However, in future years, it'll cost $1 and then eventually $2 and eventually $3 to build. So it's good to be wary. Coolies. Alright, Xena wants things. We're ignoring her. And Steve gets to decide how much starting money he wants.
We also tweaked the noise compression on our sound software. So hopefully, if and or when the dogs bark, it won't blow out the volume in decibels. It will just be annoying barking rather than very loud barking.
Yeah.
So hopefully, also it might mean the audio levels are screwy now, but hopefully they're fine.
Oh, that's much better. Of course.
So I'm picking a strength bot?
Yeah, how much income do you want?
Oh, I want $4. Do I get it now, or do I get it?
You get it now, but you also have to go last. Ha ha ha.
I do have to go last.
Well, then there's no reason not for me to get 3 lives. Okay, so then we start the year off. We each gain a building, and we also each gain Cena. No. I don't know what to do about that. Aside from obviously give her what she wants. What do we do?
We can encourage her to wait in a room with the door that closes.
Okay, if you want to do that, you get to be the bad guy. We also get a permit card, and we get it in turn order. So, I believe we get it in new turn order or old turn order. Doo-doo-doo. Yes, you get it in. We get it in turn order. So you get choice of permit belief thingy first. That's awesome. Jaime reads the rules for what we're gonna play.
Yeah, thank you. That's
very
above and
helpful.
beyond. Also, Space and Above and Beyond was a cool TV series. I think it was 99.
When
Didn't get many
this
seasons.
whenever the year beginning stuff has you take cards from anything, you always instant replace them. It says that repeatedly in the rulebook, so I'm not just cheating. But you don't instant replace during the game. On that delightful note, I will take this one because it's very helpful. Okay, and now we're ready to start playing. Are you gonna go trap the dog? Xena wants to co-host. Watching season 2 of Mars.
Oh, what's Mars?
What's Mars? We don't have TV. We don't have Netflix or Hulu. We don't watch anything. Doctor Who's the only thing we watch. And even then, we watch it weeks, if not months later.
Space Above and Beyond had Ardley Ernie in it? Oh, wow. I did not notice that. I might have to go rewatch it. That was a nice campy show.
Are we trapping the dog
Well,
before we start the game?
I will see.
I mean, they want the C word. Do we want to try giving them the C word? Or just, we don't want to deal with that?
Let's try this.
You could try giving her a second dinner. Maybe she wants that. He's like making her wait to give her treats. Alright, you just give her treats. Alright, so I get to go first, and I am going to... I'm going to go ahead and take this... This card means I can build on any number? Yeah, so this allows me to build... I can build with any number, but I need... I think I need a color. I need to pair that one with something. So I'm going to go to the permit spot to get another permit. And I think... I have a plan. I'm going to take this one. And then it doesn't instant refill. So now Steve gets to go. Apparently, Mars is a show on Nat Geo. It's like a drama mixed with real-world documentary stuff. Interesting.
I might really want to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to see a way that I can watch that. I am going to take it off.
And go first next. Okay, now you go first.
So could I pay $2 instead of taking the $1 to take a...
Yes, you could have. Angela has hopefully linked it. Using those mod powers for good.
So I am going to pay $2.
Instead of taking $1. So you're cheating.
So I'm cheating.
Okay, that's clear.
And can I go in front of you and do that?
I think so.
I guess that makes sense. It's adjacent.
Yeah. Oh, also, in addition, if you don't want to take the action at all, you could just take $1.
Okay, so everything. Yeah.
But it's, yeah. Ooh. No, see, it didn't solve it.
Well, it solved one of them.
It did. Didn't solve the other one. I will click on it now and bookmark it later. As long as it doesn't start playing music, we're good.
Yep.
You start.
Oh, I start, huh?
Yeah.
Because I'm great?
No, because you went in front of me.
Oh, does that... Are we on the new card now, so does that refresh?
Oh, yes.
I will put my beavers in frame. Oh, let's get a building, not build a building.
Yeah, let's get a building. Apparently we can just watch it online, so there we go.
Oh, neat. Because the board is very different from the first time we played.
Yep.
Well, the board is different.
Yep.
And my brain is scrambled.
You can take a building?
Yeah, I think I need to do that.
Okay. I will go here, and I'm gonna take a card. I'm gonna take this card.
That's a good card.
You're a good card.
Alright, go first.
Alright, refill this. And then I get to go first.
Here, Ledger says maybe the dogs are trying to warn of a coming earthquake. That is entirely possible.
Maybe an earthquake that knocks the chewies off the top of the fridge. I think that is what they're aiming for, if you can aim for that. Oh, there's something that you have a limit of. There's like a limit of 5 for something. I have to remember what it is. It's permit cards! Haha, helpful. Helpful as I approach that limit. I think I'm gonna take... I wish I was bothered. I don't know why that's stuck in my head, but it's suddenly stuck in my head. I'm gonna take this objective. I like light posts. Now.
Gina. I am going to take a card permitting. I'm going to take this twat.
You mean that's, spy? No. Fear.
Try.
I didn't see what you took. Try. Okay. Alright, so it's around, so then my view fill. Ooh, if you have one building in every color location, 10 points. That's what that objective is.
Do you ever feel like you're being watched?
All the time. It's your turn.
That's good.
That's the one that lets you ignore a color. The player furthest to the right, which goes first. Yeah, so this way.
Oh, but furthest to the right.
Yeah.
Looping.
Yeah, is how I always interpreted it.
Because these cards are upside down.
Because they're upside down. So, it doesn't flip. It's clockwise, basically. You always just move clockwise. Is how I was...
alright. I am actually just going to place on the yellow 4. Get a lamp post.
It's why the cards are upside down on this one, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of game for tennis. We've played. There's been some games we got from Essen that are a big box with not as much game as this has.
That's true. It's very true.
I do like this level of like satisfying medium clinch.
Well, I will go to this one.
Of course you will.
And I'm going to... It's kind of silly to play this card. No, you can't retcon. You're not allowed to retcon. You've already paid. You discarded. Oh my goodness. So I guess I get to ignore number, which I could do with that card anyway. So, kind of whatever. I'm going to play these 2 cards to build on the 4 yellow, and I'm actually going to pay 3 money to clear rubble while I do it. What?
Oh, wait, how do you do that?
I just pay 3 money to clear rubble, and then I put my spot on it. If you had been listening to the roll refresh. And then I get a lamppost, because I have 2 lampposts, so that matches. Hey, look, it's like I have an objective about going for lampposts. And then I discard all my stuff, and I am done.
And then you go first.
The cards are upside down as per the rules.
Yeah, it's like a...
You have to keep the cards in the same orientation around the circle.
Because the
it's
actions,
on page 3 in the rules.
The actions on the rightmost of the card are generally less powerful than those on the leftmost. So,
correct.
So you can keep going clockwise. The cards are upside down.
Yeah. Also, this was how they demoed it in Essen. So, there's that. Yeah, so the weaker ability is the one that goes first.
Yeah, you go first.
You go first. Alright, I'm gonna go here.
Very dangerous. You go first.
I got another building, which is important. I need to put a hoodie on.
Oh.
You got $1. You got $1. You got $1. Hey, 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 hey. Okay. Yes.
We did not.
Oh, we didn't! So I cleared rubble, and I matched a symbol. So I do that. And you didn't improve anything.
No, I matched a symbol.
Did you?
Yeah, I improved.
Oh, did you play 2 cards?
Mm-hmm.
Ah, I missed that.
That's how I got that lamppost you were going for.
I mean, there's multiple lampposts, so it'll be fine. Yeah, somebody was saying this is like Pocket Lisboa. Which I'm like, I mean, only in like big theme magic?
And in rubble clearing, there's not much word replacement in Lisboa. Yeah. But I can,
you start.
I can see that. Apparently I start.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you start. You start.
Can I see the thing for seeing what my secret objective is?
Yes, it's the back page.
Interesting.
Very, very interesting. Top 10 Rebel games. What other games have Rebel? Is it King of Tokyo? But that doesn't have Rebel. He just keeps reading the objective card. Tracks. I mean, Jenga has Rebel. Technically. Then you lose.
I am going to take this one.
Okay. I'm gonna go and get some money. Money! Alright. Now we get to pick income spots. I think
Did you mention? Yeah, you probably did. That if you have 0 money, you lose points.
At the end of the game.
Yeah.
I said you gain points based on where you are. Hang on. Stop!
What?
I said stop! Alright, so when I go here, I can gain either an objective card or a permanent card. Before Steve does anything. I'll take this Rebel objective card. Okay, now Steve gets to go here, because there's no reason why he wouldn't, and Steve gets to pick either an objective card or a Rebel card. Pick an objective card or a Rebel card. We're playing the same way that the order of play says to play.
And then setup, it shows them upside down.
Yeah, and in setup, I mean, you just have to rotate your brain. Like, if you put the rules like this, we're doing it right. Because it matches the order of play. So yeah, and this is also, like I said, this is how they were demoing it at Spiel. Like, how the publisher and designer was doing it. So, yeah.
Did I get my $3?
Yes. Oh, and I would have gotten my $4. And then we are in 1907 now. Oh, something goes up. Can't hide information. Now it's your turn.
Let's build a building. Let's build a building. Let's build a building.
Rotate your perspective, your mental perspective. As long, it's always the rightmost in orientation of the card as if the card were oriented the correct way. But there's no way to put them around the board and make them be oriented the correct way without just having all the cards be like this. Which we could do, but that's not how they show it in setup. And not how they were demoing it.
Would not move in a critical way. You could also make them all linear. Which would also be, it would take a lot of space. I am going to play these two. 3 and a 4 green. To place a house on a 4 green. Now I could do a rebel space instead.
And pay $3 to clear that rebel.
Yeah,
yes. But you also have to pay $1 to build. So you'd be paying $4. There you go. And then you go up on the development track.
Up on boats.
Because you match?
I matched it.
You're taking light posts right now.
I am.
Well, I need permit cards. No matter what I do, I need permit cards. Permit cards, you see? Okay. Well, I will go here. I will take the permit card, and the permit card I will take is, I don't want any of these. I'll take this 5, I guess. And then that's the end of the turn, so I flip that. Yeah, John says that there's a data scientist, Nick Yee, who researches game behavior, but he has a paper about board game personality types. That does sound very interesting.
I made a note to look that paper up.
Hang on. I get to go first. You are too into this game. Yep, I'm gonna get one of my buildings.
You might get a building.
Yep. You get to go first. it too late?
I should have paid money to go to them.
Oh, well, it's too late now.
It's way too
Would you
late.
like a permanent or objective?
This one is score the listed number of points. Or score the number, score that many points. Which is similar to this public one.
Yeah. I'll go there to get a...
I never really thought of using the tiny couch as a pillow when you're on the big couch.
I mean...
She's creative.
She's done that way for a while. Yeah. I guess I'll take this 3 red. And that's the round. And then we fill. Okay. I'm going to... I'm gonna build ignoring color. I'm gonna use this number thingy plus this card. Wait, no. Hate Nick. Yeah, I'll use these two. So, I'm gonna pay $4. I'm playing this one for the 4 and this one just to get the tree bonus. So I'm gonna pay $4 total so that I can clear this rubble as well. And I'm gonna build here in that spot. And then I make a park. I cleared rubble, and then I also made a park. So I'll get that. So that is my turn. Yeah, but your turn.
It's not worth it for me to do the rubble clearing.
You don't have a building.
No, I'm just gonna get $1.
Okay. You go first?
I don't know.
What do you do? There's no 5 red, which sucks. If I'd used the 3 card, I could have built a 5. But that's fine. I'll just get $1 instead.
What's $1 getting?
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and take... Oh. Yeah, I wish I could get my building, but I can't. I couldn't afford it, so I just take $1. Take $1. I got $1. Hey, 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 hey. Steve didn't know what that was from. It's like one of my favorite things.
Well,
okay.
You're quite the little rascal.
You've just given it away. Alright.
I didn't give it away, I just said what you are.
I am... I'm gonna get a permit. Or, sorry, I'm gonna get a objective. And I'm gonna get a blind objective. What is that one? What is that, she?
Like love, objectives are bad. This game.
Okay. So you pay $2 to move over. Okay. So, at 1908, we can either take a building or we can get $2 per building we've placed.
$2.
$2 per building you've placed. Yes.
Well, dude is happy you cleared your chair.
She just realized it. Man, how much money do I want? Do I want that or do I want that? Ah! I'm gonna do $3 and I'm gonna take a building.
I'm going to do $2.
And take a building. Alright, so now we're in 1908. Buildings still cost $1.
Well. Oh, did you get your money? Because you did not and I did not.
Yeah, neither of us did.
And I didn't get... No, I did get my money for the last auction. Was it $2 or $3 when I spent 2?
You were at $3.
Okay, so I went down to 1.
Yes.
And then I got 2.
Yes.
So now I spent 1.
To build. Okay. Do the building. You can't. You don't have a permit card to build. Just put that back. Alright. Getting a permit card. Let's do the $1. Because I also can't build. Maybe fill, and then I get to go first. It's a quiet game.
We're thunking.
Quite serious. I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna get my building. Ah! Run away from me.
I'm gonna go here. Can you get blind permits?
No.
Only blind objectives?
Yep. Okay, you start. It's such a good movie. What was the song again? Takara?
Pocket to pocket to pocket.
Pocket. Go here and I'll take this one. Alright, Kairos. It's your turn. It's your turn, Kairos.
So do my worst. Alright, see? Let's build. Right number. So let's do this 4. This 1. So I'm doing 2. Over here to 5. And I am going to pay $1 to build the building. I'm gonna go in the 5 area. Didn't do any number. And I will go 1. Love this game.
I will go here, ignoring color, and I will play a single yellow or green one as a yellow. To build here for a single dollar. My only regret is I couldn't remove rubble and help my community.
Your only regret is you cannot remove more rubble
to help my community. Yeah, it's your turn.
I'm gonna build this 3 and this 4. I can place as a green 4. And I will pay an additional 1 to get a streetcar.
I will go here and get a building.
And you go?
Yep. And I go. Where will I go? No one will know. I'm gonna go get a blind permit. Okay. The example turn shows the markers moving counterclockwise to the next card. Take your turn. We are okay.
Well, I think I need to take $1. I can't afford anything else.
I guess it depends on how you see the cards oriented in regards to if they're counterclockwise or clockwise. Like if we line up the symbols on the example turn, it would still be clockwise.
Could be a difference between the online rules and the printed ones.
That's true. This one might be different than what you're looking at, Ohaimi.
That is something that can happen.
Okay. Okay, you pick first for money. You pick first. And you're also gonna get. You can either.
Development for free or get a permit.
Yes, I believe. Let's see. It's 1909. We're going into 1909. Choose either a permit card or to advance your token 1 space to the right on the development board with no cost. Is that my best 1909 accent? Taking a permit card. Alright, so they insta refill during this phase. You still have to take a money. Don't forget to give yourself. Alright, sweet. So there's no reason for me to not get $3. Which puts me at 8. And then
I really like this sort of cat and mouse of this in 2-player.
Yeah.
I've heard, Hero Logic mentions this war of mine as the top hit for board games with Rubble. I've heard good things about the board game. I know the video game was good, and I hadn't played it much, but I heard that the board game was well done. It was not just phoned in.
Huh. There's so many objectives.
SimCity 2000 might be my top video game with Rubble.
I like Sim Tower still nice.
Sim Tower.
Ow. Ow! Okay. Just popping my joints and being mad at myself while I do it. I'll take the permit card, because Lord knows anything. Alright. Here we go. Into the fresh year of 1909. It now costs $2 to build a building. $2, see? I've made a grave mistake already. No! Can I write card attack?
No.
Yes,
oh yeah, Snowdonia has Rubble. That was one we liked. Do you still have Snow? No.
No, we got rid of Snowdonia right before they announced the Kickstarter to reprint it, and then I don't think they actually reprinted it, so we got an okay deal on that. It would have been better now, maybe? I don't remember. Anyway.
I did like me some Snowdonia.
Snowdonia, the problem is...
Wait, you did retcon.
Yeah, I did. I liked First Class more than Snowdonia.
Yeah, I did like First Class more than Snowdonia.
And Russian Railroad more than both of them, so we have Russian Railroad still. I'm building in 3 red. And I get a cable car, so this is going to be really expensive because I'm paying the $2 to build, the $1 for the cable card, and then $3 more to clear the rubble. Yes. But I care about our fair city.
Mm-hmm. There's a fair in the city?
I mean, yes, that's why I care about it. And because I did a thingy, I go there and I go there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm helping the greater San Francisco something. Alright.
Oh, I guess I'll get a permit card. I'll get this red 4.
You go first. I was someplace in public and I sung that, and people were like, "Why do we know this?" And I was like, "Mr. Sandman." Because it's creepy.
People used to play. There were a lot more oldie stations that got a lot more play. Take a look.
Oh, you take a building, do you, Mr. Guy of Irish? I will take permit. And then, I will take a permit. Yes, permit. Yes. Yes. I will take a permit. I will take permit. Of which I will make something. Take that one. Do you want a permit, a objective, or some money? Ooh.
Not a lot going on in permit town, I'll tell you that. Yeah, because there's no 2s at all, so these are not highly desired.
Not in this game, at least.
Yeah. There's... The one thing I like about the board shuffling is you get sort of a flow. Like in this game, we need to get... Generally, this is where you get your permits, and then this is where you do your building. And that's where you get your money.
And then, like, if you have a carryover, there's an extra spot to do building.
Yeah.
It's every game you're going to have to figure out a different optimum flow. Sorry.
And it's going to get messed up by your other players.
Yeah. Other players. I'm going to build... I don't need to ignore anything, so what do you need to ignore?
Hate placement.
You need to ignore color. So I'm going to take that one. And then I'm going to use these 2 to place on this 3 spot. Which costs me 2 to build. It hurts me to not help my city. And clear rubble. But I get a park! Yay! Which lets me bump that way. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, they're like getting out of frame. It's getting too crazy. It's getting too crazy. I like put them some way. I don't know how to show my like status cards in frame very well.
Well, I'm going to ignore a number.
You would ignore numbers. Cheating Steve. See, Angela would vote for me for mayor because of how well I'm working to clear the city of the rubble.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we worked together, maybe we could clear more rubble, but you don't want to join the Rubble Alliance because you're a traitor. And I don't care if the Senate's going to hear about this.
Oh, man.
What am I going to do with my turn? I'm going to play this 4 and this 2 which will let me plant either green or red.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna clear. I'm gonna clear this red.
So it's gonna be 5.
1 for the building.
No, 2.
2 for the building.
Yep.
And then how much for the rubble?
3. Yep. That you go up on the dev track.
And no, I'm not gonna clear the rubble.
See, he doesn't care about San Francisco, y'all.
I mean, I do. But I'm gonna get this fire hydrant. See, I care about
Fire safety?
I care about fire safety and public safety.
Yep. Sure
Look.
you.
Look, fire hydrants are important. I'm not gonna say why, it should be obvious.
I go here and get this lamppost card.
Wait, what? That's not what that
Oh.
space is.
Sorry, you also go first. I'm excited!
It's like two-dimensional cheating. Okay, I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna build. I'm gonna build on this 3 red.
Uh-huh. It's $2.
Yep.
See, $2, see? You're right, that isn't what that card was. I'll go here and get...
And I just moved right, but I didn't move up.
Correct,
Because
because
of
I moved
reasons.
you right because of the thing.
Because of reasons.
Angela has to wrap presents for her grandkids who arrive on Sunday. Woo! That's exciting. I need to wrap presents so we can take them with us when we go for the holidays. I love wrapping presents. I'm not a big fan of our wrapping paper right now, but I'm gonna use it all, darn it. It's like too
Are you
thick.
gonna wrap everything individually just to use more wrapping?
I'm gonna wrap everything individually because you should. Them nephews are getting 4 presents each. 4 presents. Granted, they're like books, but you know.
I was so happy. Apparently, one of the nephews who is 3 and a bit, 3 or 4, 3 going on 4, something like that. He's into Richard's scary books. And so...
I literally didn't know what those were. I thought they were like horror books for 3-year-olds, and I was like, why
Oh,
would you
thought
do
it was
that?
like R.L. Stein
Yeah,
books?
yeah.
There's some good Richard scary books, but apparently he did not have what I think is one of the best Richard scary books. It's just cars and trucks and things that go. It's a throwback. But
So he's getting that for Christmas. Carl, if you're watching this stream, you're up past your bedtime.
shouldn't be watching streams on the internet.
Oh yeah, YouTube's not a safe place for kids.
It really isn't.
Grumble, grumble, grumble. I get $1.
I like your song. Grumble, 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 get $1.
Grumble, 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 dollars. Dollar bills, yo. You right? What did she forget about?
Maybe she thought it was a bug or something.
She checking herself?
No, she just got up and jumped. We have spiders.
We do have a lot of spiders. We have hobo spiders and wolf spiders and jumping spiders. The jumping spiders are the cutest. Oh my god. They're fuzzy and they've got big green eyes and they're also like the most they're super cute, but they're also slightly terrifying because if you try to come at them with a cup, they like brace and they'll just jump. And they can jump like 3 feet when they're
like
big.
the fuzzy black jumping spiders, not like the very, very tiny ones. They're like
Yeah, but they're super cute, but they jump really good. And so, I'm always, whenever I find one, I'm like, oh, you're so cute, sweet. Jesus, don't jump on me.
It's like they're basically like the Lucas the Spider from the Lucas the Spider.
If you haven't seen Lucas the Spider, you have to go watch it. It's adorable. Oh, well, I want that objective. Holy snaps or ronies. Okay. I always hate picking money first. Because it's like if I don't...
Yep. That's why I intentionally went second one of the previous turns.
It's the worst. And I have no cards with which to build, but you have no cards with which to build, so we're going to be racing for the permit spot. But if I'm broke, I can't get a permit.
There's a lot going on in this game. It's wonderful.
You're wonderful.
Oh, are we in...
No, I don't do that yet. We're not technically in 1910 yet. Not technically.
But it's like late December.
Yeah.
1909.
We're organizing our taxes. We're actually going to file them on time.
What parallel universe is this?
My only hope, Obi-Wan, is that you need money. So I'm gonna give it to you. Just on a great... Oh, but you get $3. You can either get a building or $3.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Do you want to phone a friend?
No, I'm gonna get the $3 and I'm gonna get the $3. So now you get to pick. What other spiders do we have? We don't have daddy longlegs in the way that I'm used to seeing daddy longlegs, but we have something that looks like a daddy longlegs.
They have like crab-shaped bodies, sort of.
Yeah.
They're similar. I think
and their legs are like even more spindly.
I think they're not technically spiders, maybe.
We have a lot of spiders. Spider season is a thing that exists. Like, you'll come outside in late summer, early autumn, right when a Halloween happens, and you're like, oh wow, those are great Halloween decorations. And it's like, oh no, that's just spider webs. Like, actually.
We get too many in the house. But yeah, we get garden spiders and your kind of orb weaving garden spiders. So
now it's your turn. We get some big garden spiders too. Queenie's like that big. Queenie's big. I don't know. I haven't seen Queenie.
Yeah.
Queenie also laid some eggs, and we had to take care of that.
$1.
I'm actually gonna get $1.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. I'm gonna pay $2.
Ooh.
So now I get a permit. I'm gonna rub it in your face. No, I'm just gonna get $1. Because this will draw and refill. And I get to go first. And I will go here. And I will take this yellow card.
Oh, it doesn't refill on my turn. I'll just go here.
You get $1. You get $1. You get $1. Hey.
And it's a card I would have wanted to draw. Yes, it is. And I get to go first.
You do.
Yeah. Let's get that objective card.
I mean, it's so pretty.
It's one of each urban development.
Yep. Cool. I'll take this permit card. And... Oh, I can't stop you from getting every urban development. I can beat you up and take your lunch money. Wait.
Ichi, is there something you want to tell us?
I'm gonna take this card. It's an extra point. Do I want an extra point? I think...
Oh, what's that one up there? Is that build all your buildings?
Yes, first person to build all their buildings. Can I check this? Alright, and then that refills, and that refills, and then I get to go first. Oh, every $1 you have is a point? Every $3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 point for each 3 coins that you have, in addition to the thing. Okay, I'm building and numbers don't matter. It's like, whose line is it anyway?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna build this 2 as a 4 here. Finishing, I mean, I already had majority in that spot, but it's nice to just put the nail right in the coffin on that one. And I don't get any bonuses or anything for it, I just get to do it. And I did it, by golly. It's your turn. I wonder if these boards would fit in the quiver. Probably. Did I take the one you needed? Oh, whoa, it. Should go with you. Sometimes I think Ichi wants to snuggle her sister, but doesn't know how to actually initiate it without terrifying her. So she just lays next to her, like near her.
Alright, I'm paying $3. I'm clearing rubble.
You're finally helping the Rebel Alliance!
Yeah. Which is, just when I do it, I get to go up on it.
Yeah. Pay $3.
Yep.
Or $2 to just go up it, but pick a Rebel to clear. Pick a Rebel. Oh, I would have had to pay 2x when I built that. Cheating. Cheating McCheaterson, that's me.
Clear one. And then I'll go up one.
Good job. And it's your turn.
Okay, so...
I'm gonna build this 5, and I'm gonna pay the $2 to build, and then the $3 to clear this last bit of rubble in this section. Alright, your turn.
Just gonna take that off. Okay.
Oh, Jaime has taught us how to cut through the boards. That's good to know.
That's a cool trick.
Very cool trick. About time.
Actually, I can do that.
Didn't help me, so there's that. Alright, pick your income.
$3.
You get to pick either a permit, a objective, or you can get $1 per building you've built.
Sometime. That's an instant refund.
Yeah. It is instant. Oh, we needed that forever ago. Alright. It is 1911. It costs $3 to build a building. And it is also the last round of the game. If we don't build our last buildings by the end of this round, we each get one final turn to either build a building for $3 or get $2. He's taking a permit card. Folks, he's taking a permit card! Oh, I would have actually gotten my money. So I would get $4 and $5.
Good to draw.
From the last house. Yeah, you don't need the 4 anymore. I was excited when it came out too, because it's like, oh, we need that. We don't actually need that anymore. Well, that would have been helpful earlier.
Want me to go first?
Yeah. $1. And then I go first. Me. I go first. You might care about number. But I don't care about any of that. So I'm gonna build. And I'm gonna build on the 1 green. And I'm gonna pay the $3 to build and the $3 to clear level. So for the $6, I get that. And I put that there. And I've built the last building, so I get this card, and you get 1 last turn and the game's over.
But then I can build my last building.
Nope.
What? I thought there was you get to build.
The game end is triggered as soon as somebody builds their 8th building. In the moment that the player receives the best builder card, and the remaining players now have to carry out their action on that card in their turn. So the game ends when, in the moment that the player receives the card, and then the remaining players have to carry out their action on that card and end their turn. So I triggered game end.
Wow.
Yep. Hence, game ends immediately as soon as one player builds their 8th building.
Alright.
He's angry.
Well, it looks like I'm going to Forest Town. So I'm going to pay $2 to use your action space.
Ah. Okay.
And I'm paying $3 to build a building.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So I can make it any color I want. Oh, but I can't.
Oh, no, because you're paying with mine.
No, I can make it any number I want.
Yeah.
But I can't, but it has to be one of these 2 colors. I think the only spot. But I got my park!
Yep.
Excited to get in my park.
Oh, this would have been discarded. Okay, and then you would have bumped over, but you can't, so you go up. Oh, and I would have cleared rubble, but I can't, so I go over. Okay. The stress is over. So then we figure out in-game scoring. So, these can be discarded / put out of the way. Just to make scoring a little easier for me, because my play area has been kind of cramped. Okay. So, you take this and you flip the board, and then, we use our player workers as the points. So...
And then cards in our hand. Go.
Only the permanents. Yeah. Okay, so then, we score points. So, I had a lot of objectives because I kept drawing blind. So there's that. But, let's start with the common ones. So, whoever cleared the most rubble, that would be me, gets 6 points. And Steve actually did clear...
I did clear some.
So he'll get second, which is 2 points. Whoever has the most built in yellow, which is me. And then he also did build at least once in yellow, so he'll get second place. And then you get the point for the green track. So I'm all the way up, so I get another 6 points.
And I get 4.
Yep, because that's where he is. So that's the common objectives. And then we score the urban upgrades and then private objectives. So I had this bonus one because I built all my buildings, so I get that. Then for the developments, I get only 1 point from my lamppost, but then I get 3 points from the park, 3 points from the streetcar, and 2 points from that. So I'm going to get another 9 points from those. What do you get from your improvements, Monsieur?
So I get 6 from my lamppost, 4 from my park, so that's 10, plus 2 and 3 is 5, so 15.
Nice.
So that 15 and 7 is 22.
Yeah. Okay. And then I have a lot of objectives, and they work really well. So one of them is 1 point per, or 2 points per lamppost. I only got 1 lamppost because...
But still 2 points.
Then 2 points per rubble. And I have 5 rubble, so that's 10 points. Then I have 2 points per building in green, which I got last card, so I didn't really get a lot in there. Then 2 points per cable car. And then 2 points per yellow building.
Yeah.
Which is why I was going so hard on the yellow. I was like, I
figured you had that one, yeah.
I got this one at the start of the game. So that's 8 points. So that brings me to 53. And then the last one is for pairs of my houses, and they have to be in like the same thing. So I only have 2 pairs that are in the same like plot. So it's 6 points. So I'm at 59. Oh, right. And then I don't get any points for my income, nor do I lose any. But I do get 8 points for where I am on the development track. So I'm at 67.
Very nice. I don't know if I'll be able to catch up. But let's see.
He sets right as he shows. I did one less than my last.
Okay, so let's do these in order. So this is my secret one. It's 2 points for every building built next to a rival's building. So I couldn't get a yellow. I was hoping to build there, or a color thing. But I have 1, 2, 3 buildings built next to a rival's building.
No, I don't think this counts.
It is.
Oh, it is 4.
Yeah.
You're right, yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's that one. 10 for each group in all 4. So I couldn't get another one in yellow. Of course, that's fine. So just 10 points for this. So 38.
I'm glad I denied you that.
And then 10 points for having 1 of each development. So 40. Did I get my 8 points for that?
Not yet. No.
Okay. So I get the column for development, so that's 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for the most built blue buildings,
which you didn't get,
so we're tied. So we add the 6 points and divide by 2.
So we each get 3 points.
So we each get 3 points, but you don't get them because it's a personal card. So I still get 3 points. 1, 2,
well, no, but
3.
I get second.
You do, but it says the player, you compare the number of buildings orbital token to the rest of the players, and only that player receives points. It is personal.
Got it.
And then 8 points
that makes
for
sense.
Development. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Very close.
That is so close. So it's 64.
64.
And that is 1906, San Francisco.
Love it.
2-player.
Little tense.
Oh my gosh.
But I love it.
And I remember when I first read the rules for it, and I was like, wow, this seems really good. This seems really interesting. But this part can either make or break the game. Like, I was like, I'm sure they've tested it, but there's gotta be a combination that, like, when it's laid out, it just is, like, not optimal, and it's an awful experience, and, like, all that kind of stuff. So... But it works.
But all the players have to contend with it, which I think is fine. And because we're playing so many rounds, I mean, you're playing 5 to 6-ish rounds, depending on when people get their buildings out. The only thing that's really different is that you're getting income is always at the top. And then, so these are going to be shuffled, but you're always going to be thinking, okay, am I doing this basically at the start of a round or at the end of the round? So sometimes things are really optimal and sometimes they're jumbled. So it means like jockeying for player order where it's super optimal is important.
Yeah, well, and there's a flow that I played last game, and it's really interesting to me that my strategy for last game got me almost the same point total, which was to be the first to build my buildings. And so there was a round where I was like, I'm just going to get a bunch of buildings and money, and I'm not going to build anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because then, while Steve's doing the, like, get a building, get money, build. Get a building, get money, build. I'm just like, build. Building. So, but Steve also came in really close. I think that if he had if he had blind drew some different objectives, or if he had been the one to get into this spot here, like, I think it would have come out definitely differently. So yeah.
Yeah, it was very close. It was basically like within one objective card. I wasn't paying attention when you said that building all your buildings ends it. I thought it was just going to be a thing. So I was expecting to get one more building down, which would not have thrown the game a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, one thing I like is, like, inherently your buildings don't get you anything. It's all about what you do around the buildings. It's about your objectives. It's about the development cards.
It's about
the development track. It's
rubble.
about clearing rubble.
Well, and sometimes clearing rubble doesn't matter as much. Like, for me, it mattered a lot, because there was the common goal, and then I had the personal objective.
Oh, and the two common goals. Because this one was rubble track, and then,
Yeah, so, I cared about it a lot more than Steve, which goes to show how much we cleared each.
I got my 4 plus for that.
Yeah, you did. I think.
I think so.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. We both got them.
So, yeah, I like it a lot. It doesn't currently have North American distribution, but it's part of a series of games that Lupin Games does. They have another one called, like, 1911, but it plays very differently. This is the one that plays, most like a worker placement, but it's really interesting. A lot of people that I know became aware of 1906 and this company. The icons are only upside down in one spot. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. I don't think it's a big deal. It's how they were playing it at Essen. I think that's how they designed it. So yeah. But, the other thing was, a lot of people played 1906 and they liked it, and so they're, like, importing the other games from this company. I don't know if anybody will pick it up in the North American market. I really don't know. But it is one that you can import, sadly, or, if a copy becomes available and you're interested in it, there's that.
Won't be ours.
Yeah, it will not be ours. Some companies do imports, like Board Game Bliss in Canada. It does large-scale imports, and, like, Funnigan here in the US does imports. So, there's options. And maybe somebody will sign it if, like, y'all are like, wow, this game is great. Here, watch Tiffany and Steve's playthrough of it, and you'll see why. So, you know, there's that, too. Two Dogs Games will not be publishing it because, while it is really good 2-player, we haven't played it 3 or 4-player games. Also, Two Dog Games is not a real publishing company.
It's not actually a thing. The Two Dog Games will not be publishing it because Two Dog Games doesn't exist.
Yet.
But
yeah. So that's 1906. There's lots of things. I don't know why. The track makes sense to me. I mean, normally people don't play like this. Like, you'd be playing on 2 corners or something. Or you'd be playing 4 people, one on either side of the table. So the icons wouldn't necessarily be upside down for everybody. So it's one of those where it's like, it's just a circle around the board. And the income trap is oriented correctly. So it's just a circle around the board.
Do you add more cards? Yeah, you add more cards for more players, right? No,
nope. You just flip the cards over.
There's more spots.
So, Jaime is confused about that, or thinks it should be another way.
Or that the rules had a typo. And it's possible, sometimes web rules are like the earlier version, and then they fix it when it goes to print, but maybe the web rules can get updated.
Yeah, who knows? But, it's not that complicated. The way we played it is the way that they were playing it at Essen when they had demo tables out and stuff like that. So I'm very confident that we were playing that way. And the rulebook, like I said, like Steve was saying, might be different than the online one. If you're watching this in the future, pick it up at your local Two Dog Game store.
Yep.
That doesn't exist.
Speaking of stores, If you're like in a game store and someone picked this up on the shelf and was looking at it, like how would you?
Me?
Like if you were next to, you know, when some people, you're in a store and someone just picks something up and they're like hemming and hawing. Like
you're asking me to do my job.
No, I'm not asking you to do your job. I'm just saying, what would you share with them about this if they were like?
So if you were just like holding it,
I'm doing this face like.
You don't do that at the cover. You look at the back.
Oh right, people don't look at the cover like that. So.
Yeah, they look at the back. Wow, I didn't know you were reading. Do you need reading glasses?
Sir?
So do you want me to read that back to you? Don't let the box size fool you. It's really it has a lot of strategic depth, and it works really well at 2-player. I haven't played it at the other player counts yet, but I really like it, and there's a lot of replay in like how the worker cards go out. But it's a small box, but like a big table and mental strategic presence. Also, the box is very full. But not that box, because it's empty. There, I did it!
Cool, yeah.
I work at a game store during the holidays. Which is why I was like, oh, you just want me to do my job now?
No, I was asking you to do the thing when you're not working at a game store. You and I both do that. If someone is like looking at a game and they have that quizzical look on their face, we will sometimes share what we know about it.
Cool. So these cards are all out of order.
Just like you.
I'm not out of order.
You're out of order.
I think I'm functioning just fine. That
Corgi's at like not out of order. I'd say like 60% capacity. Maybe recharging.
The rules are, if you do end up getting a copy, the rules have been translated from Spanish, and there are still some typos, and some of the language usage is weird. They obviously didn't have a native English speaker read it over, but it's fine. I learned from it fine. I reread the rules again just before we streamed, which was my third reread of the rules, or the third read of the rules, and there was nothing surprising or jumping out or anything. So, yeah, it works, it plays well, it's a small game that has a good amount of depth, but we've only played it 2 players, so we can't talk, we can't speak very much for what it's like at the higher player counts because we haven't played it. All I know is what you do in the higher player counts with the action cards, and then you also add the ability to pass in higher player counts. And when you pass, it means that you get to go second. So,
oh, interesting.
Yeah. So, it's kind of I guess at higher player counts going second's more important, but in 2-player it's like, what's the point even?
Right.
If you're just going second? But that's because 2-player. Yeah. So, he's gonna do that thing where he reorganizes it and annoys me.
When have I ever done that?
Always. Like, in this minute. Yep. He's doing it. No! Don't put more bags in that stupid box. No! Look. These don't really need to be in player color bags.
No, I'm just putting them in a larger box.
Just put them with this. We don't need them in player color bags. Because they all go into a general supply anyway.
Right, but if the cards...
I understand what you're doing with the cards. And I'm causing chaos by making not player bags. Because you don't need player bags in this game. Are you ready to cry? You gonna cry?
I'm so ready to cry.
Here you go. Start the tears.
No.
I'll mix them up. Here you go. Oh. Just like nice and it's like a rainbow
I'll get you
mix together.
You
Look
monster!
At that. Look at that.
What is that? A McFlurry? Oh. Look how many colors mixed together.
It's an M&M's McFlurry. Nom nom. Yep. All right. There. Now your stupid thing will work better. We do love each other. I swear.
Sometimes.
You left air in this bag. You had a bunch of care. I wouldn't even know your name is Cares. His name isn't Cares.
You're dang right it's not. And no more box lift. Look, see, wasn't that easy?
It has box lift. Look at that. Look at that. This is what we do on our weekends. And weeknights. It's because of the bags.
It's because of the bags. Because they're all in the center. Because if you didn't play your bags, you could have balanced that.
It's because the seal from the plastic was pushing up.
Arf, arf.
Look, see? It's done. Alright.
Alright, teamwork.
That's 1906 San Francisco.
We worked together.
We did it. I don't know what else to say about it. This was one of my Essen most anticipated games. It delivered. We're keeping it. It would live probably on shelf number 4, but it's a small game, so it's gonna live on a small shelf.
Which is brutal.
Yeah, the small shelves, you gotta be good. But it's weird, because it doesn't play like a small shelf game.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
It's definitely something I like about it. I would almost, like, if it were 2-player, I'd put it up in here, where we have a lot of 2-player games that, play well in a small form factor.
But we ignore the 2-player built-in when we have other people come over, so if we want to play it with other people, we can't put it there. It's kind of one of those. Also, it looks like there's a stain on the box, but it's not. It's printed, and it annoys me.
But yeah, I think another thing I'd say about it is it seems to come in, like, right at the complexity and length. Like, I think with a quick teach or a refresh and setup and scoring and teardown, like, it says 45 on the box, so I think 2-player you could easily do it in an hour.
Yeah.
So if you had an hour to kill, or whatever, at least 2-player, you could definitely bang it up quickly. And because it is a small box, you could throw it in a bag with your other games if you're doing, like, a game night or something.
Yeah, the teach is a little bit more confusing because you have to teach. The problem with teaching it is that if the order of the cards doesn't make sense for teaching, like, you have to jump around a lot, and so it's almost better to put the order of the cards in an order that makes sense for teaching, and then mix them up and put them out. Which is something I would do the next time I have to teach it to somebody. Yeah,
I think, like, if someone was playing their first game, they probably are, depending on the order of the cards, it might not make sense to them until the second time around. They'd be like, oh, why do I want to do this? And then it'll click.
So apparently you can order this from the EU, if you are interested in a copy. I know a few people have been importing it, from Philibert, I think, maybe. I can't remember exactly, but a few people have been importing them 1920 and 1911, which are the other titles from Looping Games. So yeah, there's that, if you're interested in that. But loopinggames.com is the website, and then you can figure it out if you'd like to order it. If you really like it, it will feature in a video. I mean, it's in this video, but it'll be in a different video. Alright, on that delightful note, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe, hit the bell to be notified on YouTube when we go live, or follow us on Twitch to be notified when Twitch goes live. Which apparently today Twitch didn't go live for like a while.
Redundancy.
Yeah, that's why we have that.
We have a whole department of redundancy. We have two departments.
If you're watching this in the future, thank you for watching this far through the video. I hope you enjoyed this playthrough and just, coming and hanging out with us. And on that delightful note, we are going to play our second game of the night, which is Pandoria. Which is a weird box size. But we're gonna play Pandoria next. So Pandoria is a tile placement game, but it uses it's like Carcassonne mixed with.
I kind of want to say Go with the
surrounding. Go a little. Well, yeah, a little bit. So we're gonna play Pandoria. I like this one as well. Like I said at the beginning of the stream, I purposely saved the final day of our streaming for Essen games for the year to be games we've enjoyed. So, spoilers, we like this one. So we're gonna play this next. So if you'd like to see this video, if you're hanging out with us now live, you can just hang out in the chat, and when we go live again, probably at 9 o'clock on the dot, so at the top of the hour, we're gonna go live again, you can tune in and watch. You don't have to do anything, you just hang out in the chat. And if you're watching in the future and you'd like to see this video, you can click on the YouTube page to find where we played it, and then you can play it. Mm-hmm. And I'll be wearing a hoodie in that one, because I'm cold. I cooked dinner with the oven and the stove tonight, so the house was super warm. So I took all my layers off, and now I'm cold because it's been a while. So yeah, but Pandoria will be the last stream of the year. Aww.
There's no bonus stream?
Not that I know of.
I guess that's what makes it a bonus.
Yeah.
I'll probably be tired.
I don't know of a bonus stream. I don't think we are going to be streaming again for the rest of the year, and I mean that seriously. Yeah. I'm like, what would we stream? We've already done the silly fun games. We're out of there's a pile of games over there, but we're out of games that we know that we got at Essen that are new. So yeah, but if you'd like to watch this video, hang out. Otherwise, we'll see you around.
I'm not yawning.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Good night.
Bye, y'all.
We'll be back. Good night.